Vila. Today is a very auspicious day, Chaitra Purnima. On this Tithi, there is celebration of Shri Krishna's Vasanta Rasayatra. That is springtime Raslila, and also Baladev Prabhu, when he was requested by Krishna to go to Vrindavan to pacify Brajavasis from Dwaraka. That time also he performed his Raslila pastimes. As we already heard before, Srila Vyasadeva warned in Srimad Bhagavatam, after narrating Raslila topic, that one who has no control over senses, Anishvara, he should not speak about this, he should not hear about this, he should not think about this. It is the same as if one is not Shiva and he tries to drink that Kalahala poison, he will die. But Shiva can digest because he has that qualification. So if someone without qualification will try, there will be opposite result. Then few verses later, again Vyasadeva is saying that one who is Shraddhanvita, one who has firm faith that Krishna is the only enjoyer, all others are to be enjoyed by him, including me. We are all eternal servants of Krishna. If I think Krishna may have so many gopis and so many queens, he is powerful, he may have, but I should at least have some. If such thinking is there, then he is not, and that is not faithful person with firm faith in Krishna. Krishna is the only enjoyer, all are to be enjoyed. And Anushrinuyat and Anuvarnayet. Anushrinuyat has two meanings. One is in Anugatya, that is following. You have to hear in Anugatya, means from realized soul, appearing from in preceptorial channel, but such realized soul will consider your qualification. So he will not speak to those who are not qualified. And Anu also means continuously. So those who did not come to the stage of Nishta beyond Anartha Nivriti, they are unable to do this. Anushrinuyat, continuously hear and continuously chant. But if chant again under the guidance, Anuvarnayat, under the guidance of bona fide Guru, he will say to whom and under what circumstances and to whom. Then if someone will do this with qualification, then he will totally remove that Hridrog Kam, lust from the heart, which is heart disease. He can totally remove it, because above Nishta they are still in subtle form. At the stage of Bhava they will be fully removed. So for those, and he will get Parabhakti, that is supreme devotion to Krishna. You will find, this is in Shastra by Vyasadeva, you will find also in Jiva Goswami's writings this caution. Also Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote that there in Navadip they perform this Raslila in public as a drama, as a show. He said this is not proper. Also they were singing Lila Kirtans. This, he said, this is not for all. It should not be in public. And Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur also, you have many of his writings directly speaking about this. So our Guru Vargas also, they were following. Our Param Gurudev was requested, but he said, no, I am not qualified to speak on this topic, because they were not qualified. They wanted for some sense enjoyment. Our Gurudev also was very strict in this manner. Gurudev said, this can only be spoken in private, but to those who are qualified. Our Parang Gurudev used to do, and with his god brothers, but they are pure devotees. Also you will find in the Lila of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he one day announced that he will do drama in Chandrasekharacharya's house in Mayapur, he will dance as a Rukmini or Shakti, that he will do that drama. Then, but Mahaprabhu himself said, but only those who have control over their senses, they can come to see. Then, because pure devotees, naturally they are humble, they never have that vanity, yes, I am qualified. They never have that. They are always feeling, I am unqualified. So Srivas Thakur said, oh, then I cannot come. Advaita Acharya also said, I cannot come. They are rescuing the fallen souls, they are pure devotees. But they don't have this vanity, we are qualified. So they said, then we cannot come. Regretfully. Then Mahaprabhu smiled, he said, no, you can come. I will give you that capacity. You will be a Yogeshwaras. You will have control over senses. So Mahaprabhu also made this clear, and he was hearing these topics only in association with Raya Ramananda and Sarup Damodar in Puri in private, not in public. So only we are remembering that today this is happening. Baladev Prabhu also is doing Ras Lila, but there is a difference that Ras Lila is in Sakya Rasa, Krishna is in Madhurya Rasa, Baladev Prabhu is in Sakya Rasa, and with his own group of gopis. They are not the same as the one with Krishna. Other Baladev Prabhu's group of gopis, Gurudev mentioned this to our god sister in Delhi. She told me, he told in private, and you will also find in Srimad Bhagavatam 65th chapter, where Baladev's Rasalila is mentioned. There you will find in the commentaries of Sridhar Swami, original commentator, and also Jiva Goswami, and also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they all are saying this, that Baladev Prabhu is doing that Raslila with his own group of gopis. They are not same. And our Gurudev also explained, though Baladev Prabhu is doing this Raslila in Sakya Rasa, by his grace we can attain Madhurya Rasa, because Supreme Lord is only one. There are not many Supreme Lords. So like Ramachandra blessed those rishis in Dandakaranya forest, they wanted to serve Ramachandra as husband, being transcendentally attracted like that to him. Ramachandra said, not in this lila, because in this lila, highest importance is on dignity of moral rules. So not in this lila, but I am giving you blessing. You be born in Brajadham when I will appear. There you will get that service. So like that, Baladev Prabhu is God himself. There is only one God doing different lilas. So by the grace of Baladev Prabhu, if one is qualified for that type of rasa, then by the grace of Baladev Prabhu, he can get it. You will find evidence in Narottam Thakur's Kirtans. Henonitai bine bhai, Radha Krishna Paitanai. Without the grace of Nityananda, one cannot get the service of Radha Krishna. And Nitayar Koruna Hobe, Braja Radha Krishna Pave. If one gets the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, then in Vrindavan he can get the service of Radha Krishna. And there is example of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. By the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, he was blessed. He could renounce house and he came to Vrindavan and got the association of Goswamis and the service of Radha Krishna. So also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played this pastime. He was hearing these topics only with Raya Ramananda and Sarup Damodar Shikimahiti Madhavi in private. But he was hearing about Dhruva and Prahlad Charit again and again, 100 times. And again he wanted to hear from Gadadhar Pandit in Puri to show that conditioned souls, we have to hear these topics because we are in anarthas, so we have to accept those teachings given in Prahlad Charitra and Dhruva, Prahlad and Dhruva. In Dhruva, don't blame others for your own suffering and should not have any other desire except service of Krishna. And in Prahlad, that tolerance and one-pointed devotion without any desires, and how he, pure devotee, is protected, and how he's seeing in relation to Krishna everything, not enemy, friend, like this. So this teaching we have to be established first to come to the platform of being eligible for that. Mahaprabhu showed this. And another thing is, by hearing about Krishna's Raslila, that tendency to imitate will come to conditioned souls. That is not good. That is also warned in Bhagavatam. But if we hear biographies of pure devotees, then we will feel inspired that how they worshipped and how they attained their object of worship. So we will feel inspired to imitate, or means follow that thing, that they were in such condition, then they did bhajan, they got Supreme Lord, they felt no other desire, full bliss like this. So we'll be inspired for bhajan by hearing the biographies of devotees. Today there are 3 appearances. We also sang this song just before recording. By Narottam Thakur, Thakura Vaishnava Gon Kore Aini Bedon. O Vaishnavas, in plural, I submit this prayer to you. I am greatest wicked person, bad behavior, immoral person, and because of my these deeds, I am drowned in the ocean of material existence. So you please grab me by the hair and pull me out from this. This fate, vidhi, means that providence, is very powerful. You will have to reap the fruits of your own actions. It will not hear, it does not hear dharma, varnashram dharma, or gyan. You will be bound by the fruits of your actions, and I'm not seeing any means to be delivered, and wherever I see only miseries, afflictions, and I am like shelterless without any master. I am crying here. Kama, that lust, anger, greed, bewilderment, illusion, attachment, false pride, intoxication, they all are pulling me to their own places. Like addicted person, he cannot resist fulfilling that because of addiction. So he's all the time pulled like a slave. And here there are 6, these enemies. They're pulling each to his own side. So such is my mind, my consciousness, like blind man. I'm like a blind, I don't know what is proper path and what is wrong path. Supata vipata nahi jana. When blind person walks, he does not know where to go, where is the hole, he may fall in the pit or he does not know. So I am like that because of being bewildered so much by this addiction to all these enemies. And also I never accepted association of devotees or eternal truth, Supreme Lord. Instead of that, my mind was always immersed, absorbed in non-eternal things. So I never desired your lotus feet, Vaishnavas. So Narottam Das Thakur is singing, wherever I see and what I hear, I only get fear. If you observe what is going on in this world, in reality, then you get such. Whatever you see and what you hear, it is all fearful. Only death, birth, old age, disease, threefold afflictions, cheating, exploiting, violence, all these things. All fearful. This is not a fit place for a gentleman to stay. So back home, back to Godhead is the message of Gauriya Mat. There is safety, there is pleasure, proper, then no fear, all this. But this world is only, if you observe minutely, if you are not some, if you, like our Parangurudev said, if you face the facts boldly, then you will see. But if you are trying to bewilder yourself by some illusions, then you might think it is a good place and you will be happy and it is not so bad. And no, if you minutely observe, then you will see it is, even those who are rich, they are enjoying like this, but that is all temporary and has a reaction. So you have to face the facts boldly. Then you will see this is not a fit place to stay. We have to go back home, back to Godhead. So Narottam Das Thakur, seeing all this, he is praying to Vaishnavas, you please rescue me from this. That is the only way, because by the grace of Vaishnavas we can get devotion to Supreme Lord. That can take us to Him. This enjoying spirit, wrong enjoying spirit, that took us here. But we have to change that. We have to come and accept devotion from devotees, then we can be delivered. So today there are 3 Vaishnavas, appearance day. Our Gurudev wrote biographies. Shri Vamsivadanananda Thakur. Vamsi Krishna Priya Yasit Savangshi Dasa Thakura. Vamsivadanananda Thakur was Krishna's dear flute in Braja. When Krishna invites gopis for Raslila, that time he's playing flute to attract them. And also he's calling cows by the flute. And all are enchanted by hearing that flute. All animals, Jamuna starts to flow in opposite direction. Everyone becomes stunned. All that is very astonishing effect this flute makes. All become attracted. So this flute here, the gopis praise the good fortune of Krishna's flute, for he was able to constantly drink the nectar of Krishna's lips. Everything in Braja is spiritual, that is to say, conscious, and so the flute could take human form as Shri Vamsivadanananda Thakur. So in many scriptures, his life is described. He was a well-known writer of devotional songs. His appearance took place on the day of the spring full moon in the month of Chaitra, today, either in 1495 or 1506, two opinions there. He appeared there in, Kuladvip. Chakari Chattopadhyay was Vamsivadananda's father. His mother's name was Chandrakala Devi. And he has many names: Vamsivadanananda, or Vamsivadan, Vamsidas, Vamsi, or Badan, many names, and Badan Ananda. It is said that both Mahaprabhu and Advaita Acharya were present when Vamsivadanananda was born. After Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Vamsivadanananda was engaged as Sachi Mata and Vishnu Priya's servant and protector. In Mayapur, on one occasion, Vamsi embraced Srinivasacharya emotionally and then went to Vishnu Priya and Sachi Mata. When Srinivasacharya came to Mayapur, that was after the disappearance of Mahaprabhu. Vamsivadananda Thakur lived as a householder. He had two sons, Chaitanya Das and Nityananda Das. His deity's name was Prana Baladev. Later, at Vishnu Priya Devi's request, because pure devotee householders, they see their children as servants of Krishna, not as my property. They see wife as servant of Krishna, all in relation to Krishna. So even by the names, he showed that flute appeared in Golila, and one son is Chaitanya Das, another son is Nityananda Das. His deity's name was Prana Ballabh. Later, at Vishnu Priya Devi's request, he established the worship of the Mahaprabhu deity. He also worshipped his forefathers Gopinath deity. He spent the last part of life in his ancestral village of Bilva Gram. The Bhattacharyas of that village are said to be his descendants. And his grandson, the son of Chaitanya Das, was named Sri Ramachandra or Ramai Thakur. He found Ram and Krishna deities, that is Balaram and Krishna deities, in Prashkandan Tirtha in Vrindavan, and brought them to Bhagnapara in the Burdwan district. They are known as Sri Ram Kanai. Vamsivadananda Thakur's family received the mercy of Jannava Thakurani. In Gauriya magazine, it was written, Jannava Mata, the potency of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, asked for Ramachandra to be given to her, this grandson. She gave him initiation and then took him to Karda, where she taught him Vaishnava philosophy. And here Gurudev gave one song by Vamsivadananda Thakur, Arna Heribo Prasar Kapo, Kopale Alak Tilaka Kach, Arna Heribo Sonar Kamal, Nayan Kanjana Nach, Arna Nachive Shrivasa Mandire, Bakata Chata Kaloya, Arna Nachive Apanar Ghore Amar Dekhibo Chaya, Ar ki du bhai nimai nitai nachive ek thai, nimai koria pukhari sadai nimai kothao nai, nidoya Keshava Bharati Asya Matai Porila Bach, Gauranga Sundar Nadeki Kemone Rohibo Nodia Mach, Keba Heno Jano Anibe Khan Amar Gaurangorai, Shashuri Badurodan Shunya Bangshi Gora Gori Jaye. In Bengali, old style. No more will I see his broad forehead, means Mahaprabhu, decorated with tilak and sandalwood dots. No more will I see his eyes dance like hummingbirds in the golden lotus of his face. No longer will he dance in Srivasa's house with his Chataka-like devotees. Chataka bird is that bird who will not drink any water from the ground, any river, any pond, nothing. Only what comes as rain, that water only he will drink. So he's always looking up to the cloud and praying, give me some water. But sometimes thunder comes and kills, but he's fully surrendered up. So Chataka, like devotees, means they are only interested in nectar of service of Krishna. They will not accept any enjoyment, anything of this world, impossible. They're like Chataka. They want that quality of nectar. So with his Chataka-like devotees, no more will he dance in his own home while looking upon me. Will Nimai and Nitai, those two divine brothers, ever dance together again? I constantly call out Nimai's name, but Nimai is nowhere to be seen. The heartless Keshava Bharati came and threw a thunderbolt on all of our heads by giving sannyas. How can we now stay in Navadip, now that we cannot see Gaurango here? Who here can now bring my Gaurango back? When Bangshi hears the Lord's young wife and her mother-in-law crying, he rolls on the ground in pain, separation, grief. So today is Vamsivadanananda Thakur's appearance day. I am bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy, for service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of gold, Nityananda Prabhu. Today is also the appearance day of Shyamananda Prabhu. Our Gurudev wrote his biography. Yam loka bhuvi kirtayanti hridaya nandasya shishyam priyam sakya shri subalayam bhagavata preshtanu shishyam tatha sashriman rasi kendra mastaka manishchite mama harnisham Shri Radha Priya Narma Marmasu Ruchim Sampadayam Bhasatam. Shri Shyamananda was known in this world as Hridoy Ananda's dear disciple. He was a follower of Subal Saka and he became the grand disciple of the Lord's dear associate. Subal Saka in Brajadham is Priya Narma Saka, dearest cowherd boy of Krishna. He appeared in Gaur Lila as Gauridas Pandit. His disciple was Hridoy Chaitanya. So Shyamananda Prabhu was grand disciple of Subal Saka, being disciple of Hridoy Chaitanya. May he, the crest jewel of the cornerstones of divine love, appear day and night in my mind, bringing me a fondness for the service of Shri Shri Radha Madhava's confidential joyous pastimes. It's from Shyamananda Shataka. If we remember Guru Vaishnava, then we will get fondness for the service of Supreme Lord by their grace. So he was born on today's day in 1535 in Darendra Bahadurpur near Kharagpur in Midnapur. His father was Shri Krishna Mandal, his mother Durika. They were living in Dandeshwar on Subarnareka river. Yes. Then Shyamananda Prabhu made home in many places and also installed deities. So Shyamananda Prabhu was born in Sad Gopa caste. That is, those Vaishnavas means those Brahmins who are permitted to take water only from its own members. means very high caste. But here Gurudev gave that verse that we should not judge a Vaishnava by family into which he is born, because it is in Shastra that one who does that, he is in hellish nature, because Vaishnava is beyond these material things. And one who is born in low caste family is not debarred from worshipping Krishna. If he does, he is great. And one who is born in high caste Brahmin family, if he does not worship Krishna, he will go to hell. And one may be knowledgeable in 4 Vedas, but if he is not devotee of Krishna, he cannot purify his family. But one may be born Chandala, dog eater, but if he becomes a devotee, he will purify himself and his own family and his predecessors, everyone. So first he was named as Dukhi, because parents lost many children before. So they thought if we name him Dukhi, then there will be no more unhappiness. So, and he was very attentively listening to devotees as a child when they were speaking about glories of Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would hear very attentively, and also about Radha Krishna, and tears would flow from his eyes in torrents, means not only little, but torrents like rain. And he was serving his parents with great devotion, and they ordered him, you should take initiation and fully engage yourself in bhajan. Then he said, yes, I want to take Diksha from Hridaya Chaitanya in Ambika Kalna, and also I will get the chance to bath in Ganga. So he went, he took initiation. Then his Gurudev, first he was staying with Hridaya Chaitanya for some time. Then Hridaya Chaitanya ordered him, now you go to Braja Dham and do bhajan. And you take shelter of Jiva Goswami there, because that time Jiva Goswami was leading Acharya of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas in Vrindavan, Puri and Navadip. All he was topmost. So he came there and was studying all Shastra from and practices and everything from Jiva Goswami together with Narottam Thakur and Srinivas Acharya. And there he also one time he was sweeping the Rasa Mandal there where Rasa Lila is going on in Iduvan, in Vrindavan. Then suddenly he found one anklet, ankle bell, and it was Radharani's. So he touched it to his forehead, and it left a mark there, like a tilak. So then he started to wear like that tilak, and his all followers also, they are wearing that type of tilak. It is called Nupurkund. And Radharani also gave him that Shyamasundar Diti from her heart. Shyamasundar is the favorite name of Krishna for Radharani. So he was worshipping Shyamasundar. That is why Jiva Goswami gave him this title, Shyamananda, one who gives satisfaction to Shyamasundar. So Hridaya Chaitanya, when he gave Krishna mantra, he gave him name Dukhi Krishna Das. But Jiva Goswami then gave Shyamananda. And by association and grace of Jiva Goswami, he also got attracted to the service of Radha Krishna in Madhurya Rasa. Before, he was initiated into Sakya Rasa, because in that Subal and Hridoy Chaitanya, but by the association of Jiva Goswami, he got Madhurya Rasa, and it is not wrong, because that is further improvement, and that is not offense to his Guru. His Guru will be more glorified. Some people, they wrongly think he committed offense. And also in Madhurya Rasa, Sakya Rasa's qualities are also present there, inside. And Sakya Rasa and Madhurya Rasa, Gurudev also said they are compatible. They can happen at the same time. Not with Vatsalya Rasa is different, because qualities don't match. Krishna in front of Jashoda is a small boy, cannot do anything. So she has to take care of him. But such Krishna cannot be hero in front of gopis. So Vatsalya and Madhurya Rasa, they are not compatible. They are not happening at the same time, separately. But Sakya and Madhurya, they are compatible. So there is no problem. And Jiva Goswami also then sent Srinivasacharya, Shyamananda Prabhu, and Narottam Thakur. After they learned all scriptures, he sent them with those scriptures to east side of India, Bengal, Orissa, to preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message. So you know, on the way, those books were stolen by Bir Hambir, but later on Srinivasacharya got it, and he sent Shyamananda and Narottam Thakur to go further. He will try to get those books, but they should go on. So Narottam Thakur went to Keturi and then Manipur, and Shyamananda went to Mednipur, that is Orissa now. So they were preaching everywhere. They were by Shyamananda Prabhu and Narottam Thakur by Kirtan. They were doing heartfelt singing of Kirtan, all these songs. In all these songs, all Siddhanta is there. Rasa, everything is there. So they did not explain Bhagavatam, only doing Kirtan. Shyamananda and Narottam. But Srinivas did Kirtan and also Bhagavatam class, Harikatha. So there were three styles. One was Manohar Sahi, Garanahati and Reneti. Each or three of them, they had their own style of singing Kirtan. Melody and style and everything. And Shyamananda Prabhu was preaching in Orissa, and there, Mednipur, everywhere, and so many Muslims, atheists, criminals, everyone, they became devotees. He was a very powerful preacher, and his most prominent disciple was Rasika Murari. We are hearing about him on his day. And prominent disciples of Shyamananda are, if you hear their names, you will be purified. Shyamananda made disciples all over the place. A person can be purified by hearing their names. Radhananda, Purushottam, Manohar, Chintamani, Balabhadra, Jagadishwar, Uddhava, Akrura, Madhuvan, Govinda, Jagannath, Gadadhar, Ananda, and Radha Mohan. Shyamananda was constantly immersed in the joys of Kirtan in the association of these disciples. Poets have described his wonderful pastimes for the pleasure of everyone. Another of Shyamananda Prabhu's notable disciple was a yogi named Damodar, whom he converted to Vaishnavism. It is in Bhakti Ratnakar by Maharaj Chakravarti. Shyamananda mercifully flooded the yoga practitioner named Damodar with devotional rasa. After becoming his disciple, Damodar constantly cried and chanted the names of Nitai Chaitanya, who could remain untouched by his ecstatic absorption. He danced, crying out, "Bhakti is the best of all," because he got that taste. Then he said from his own experience, before doing yoga, now Bhakti. After delivering Damodar, Shyamananda continued to travel about, distributing the jewel of devotion to everyone. Our one Gurudev's god brother, Tapasya Maharaj, he was before yogi, a successful yogi, Hatha yogi. But by Parangurudev's grace, he became a devotee. He was also doing very loudly kirtan, ecstatically. And there was a big festival in Darenda with Rasika Murari, and Shyamananda Prabhu turned over the service of Sri Govinda at Gopi Balapur to his dear disciple Rasikananda Goswami. Shyamananda Prabhu's disciples and their descendants still worship his deity Radha Shyama Sundar in Vrindavan. That is very famous, one of the 7 prominent temples, main temples in Vrindavan, Radha Shyama Sundar. This temple is still one of the principal pilgrimage sites in Vrindavan. Shyamananda Prabhu lived the last part of his life in Rishingapur in Orissa, where he continued preaching Vaishnavism. His earthly pastimes came to an end on the first day of the waning moon in month of Ashar, 1631. To preserve his holy memory, the branch of the Gauriya Math in Midnapur city was named Shyamananda Gauriya Math. After the disappearance of Prabhupada, our Parangurudev, Srila Bhakti Vichar Jajavar Gosai Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Kumud Shanta Gosai Maharaj together, they opened this Shyamananda Gauriya Math in Midnapur. Our Gurudev got his Harinam initiation in that Math, Shyamananda Gauriya Math. So I am remembering Radha Shyama Sundar temple in Vrindavan. There, if you will go, you have to go down where there is a cave, Bhajan Kutir of Shyamananda Prabhu and Rasikananda. And I like that it is stated on board there, keep quiet. Shyamananda and Rasika Murari in Bhajan. Keep quiet. So I like that there. So there are 2 deities there. One is Shyamananda, one is Rasika Murari. You have to go down by stairs. It is very narrow, but very nice for bhajan. So I am remembering Shyamananda Prabhu bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy for the service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of his object to worship, Radha Shyama Sundar and Gaur Nityananda. Also today is the appearance day of one dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. His name is Srila Bhakti Vilas Bharati Goswami Maharaj. One second. It is opening. I had it open, but it already is going slow. This is from Harikatha of Srila Bhakti Bigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. So he was first staying in Bhubaneswar doing bhajan there, He was very well built and exceptionally intelligent. Then he moved to Jagannath Puri. There he got tuberculosis. Then our Parangurudev told him to come to stay at Calcutta, that rented place. And then Srila Bharati, our Bharati Maharaj, he was to take care of him. So he first took him to allopathic doctor, but then he could not cure. Then to Ayurvedic doctor from Srikanda, the famous village of Mahaprabhu's associates. So that Ayurvedic doctor then cured him. They have amazing ways to cure patients. And they are famous as they will not only cure you of some material diseases, but also disease of material existence, because they are devotees. So then, after that, Maharaj made one mat in Mayapur called Rupanuga Bhajan Ashram. You will find, if you go from our mat on the left side towards Ganga Ghat, just before Ganga Ghat, where there is bus station there, and that crossing to go either to Navadip side or here to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's place, there is Khetropal ship installed by our Parangurudev. So there, neighbor is this Rupanuga Bhajan Ashram, his mat. Rupanuga means those who are followers of Rupa Goswami. This is the devotion that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving. And he was doing Brajamandal Parikrama with our mat. And also at that time, when he was building his mat, in Mayapur there were not so many people there. So he thought, let me have Bhajan Kutir in front side near the road, then I can see the devotees. But our Bharati Maharaj told him, no, better you do it behind. Later it was proved correct, because so many like vehicles, buses with all those, and rickshaw and honks, all these, they are using horn. So Maharaj understood, yes, it would be difficult to do bhajan if I would have that kutir in front. So you will find his deities there. I saw one, I think this is his disciple, one sannyasi is now there. He showed me that mat and explained. And Srila Bharati, this Maharaj, whose appearance day today, he published so many books in Bangla and Sanskrit, and very nice deities. You will see some are immediately when you come inside, like for all, and behind on this left side you will find his own personal deities. So someone has to show you that place so you can understand. And Maharaj was also very active in protecting Mayapur from those who were like tourists and other people, like ordinary tourists. They were doing so many sinful activities, picnics and selling meat and all immoral activities they were doing. So he banned all these things by the help of police and high court. So he was able to protect Mayapur from such immoral. So he said, as long as I live, I will not allow my Gurudev's holy land to be polluted by materialistic activities. So he was very careful to remove this. So by his effort, you will find That is why it is still written there, in 4 or 5 miles away from its boundary, in the railway, there is a, after you cross the railway line, there is a signboard written with statement, by the order of the High Court, it is prohibited to have picnics from here onwards. So if anyone was suspected to be coming there for a picnic with vessels and other paraphernalia, they would be taken for interrogation by the police guard who was always stationed there. Such was his nishta, so he was very careful that, because at that time when Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur started, nothing was in Mayapur. Then gradually developed, so then also these tourists and all this, and they're doing all pollution, throwing garbage and eating meat and all these things, so he was very careful to protect from that. So I am remembering his mat there and his deities. I think his deities also, if I remember correctly, his deities also, they are Radha Shamsundar. That Maharaj showed me his personal deities. So I am remembering Srila Bhakti Vilas, Bharati Goswami Maharaj, bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his, to forgive if any offenses I may have done, and to bestow service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of his object of worship, Srila Prabhupada and Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. So tomorrow we'll further hear